Ever wondered how to play the intriguing game of bridge, a game of wit and strategy? Well, you're in the right place. This classic card game, packed with suspense and intellectual challenge, has been captivating players for generations. Whether you're a seasoned card shark or a curious beginner, there's always something new to discover. So, get ready to expand your card game repertoire and sharpen your strategic senses. Stay with us as we delve into the fascinating world of the bridge card game. Bridge, a card game with a rich history, is a classic that tests your strategic skills. Originating from the whist family of trick-taking games in the 18th century, bridge has evolved and stood the test of time, becoming a favorite pastime for many. Its popularity has spread across continents, from the quiet parlors of England to the vibrant clubs of New York, and even in the digital realm where online platforms are buzzing with enthusiasts. But what makes bridge so beloved? It's the perfect blend of strategy, communication, and a dash of luck. It's a game that constantly challenges its players, pushing them to think critically and adapt swiftly. It's not just about having the highest cards, it's about knowing when and how to play them. Bridge is more than a game, it's a mental workout, a social interaction, and a fun way to pass the time. Now, let's unravel the rules of this intriguing game. The game of bridge, like any other card game, has its own unique set of rules. Let's start at the very beginning. Bridge is a game for 4 players, played in partnerships of 2. Picture it as a friendly competition between 2 teams. The players sitting opposite each other form a team and work together to outscore the opposing pair. A standard deck of 52 cards is all you need to play this game. The deck is equally divided among the 4 players, so everyone gets 13 cards. The card ranking is crucial to remember. From highest to lowest it goes: Ace, King, Queen, Jack, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now let's talk about the objective of the game. In bridge, your goal is to win tricks for your team. A trick is a round where each player plays a card and the highest card wins. But there's a twist. You don't just play any card you want. The first card played sets the suit for that trick, and other players must follow suit if they can. If a player can't follow suit, they can play any card, including a card from the trump suit, which beats any card of the original suit. The game starts with an auction where players bid for the right to decide the trump suit. This is where strategy starts to come into play, but we'll save that discussion for later. One thing to remember is that in bridge, communication with your partner is key. However, this communication is not verbal. It's done through the cards you play and the bids you make during the auction. It's like a secret language that you and your partner must master to excel at this game. Bridge is a game of skill, strategy, and just a bit of luck. It's like a puzzle that you and your partner solve together against the other team. It's a game that can be enjoyed by people of all ages, from all walks of life. With the basics out of the way, it's time to dive deeper. The detailed rules of bridge are where the game gets exciting and strategic. Diving into the nitty-gritty, bidding is the first detailed rule we'll discuss. This process decides who will be the declarer and sets the contract for the hand. Players take turns bidding in clockwise order, starting with the dealer. A bid consists of a number, indicating the number of tricks a team intends to win, and a suit, which will serve as the trump suit. The key here is strategic communication with your partner, as the bidding process provides hints about each other's hands without revealing too much to the opponents. Next, let's discuss playing the hand. After the final bid, the player to the left of the declarer plays the first card, known as the opening lead. The declarer's partner, the dummy, then exposes their hand, and the declarer plays both their own and the dummy's hand. Remember, the objective is to win the number of tricks specified in the contract. The player who played the highest ranked card in the lead suit or the highest trump card wins the trick and leads the next one. Now, on to scoring. This is where things really heat up. The scoring varies depending on whether the declarer's team made their contract or the defending team was able to prevent them. If the declarer's team fulfills their contract, they score points based on the level of the contract and the trump suit. If they fall short, the defending team scores points for each trick the declarer's team is short of their contract. There's an additional twist. If the declarer's team wins more tricks than their contract specified, they score extra points called overtricks. Penalties are another integral part of bridge. If a player commits an infraction, such as leading out of turn or exposing a card, penalties may apply. The most common penalty is the transfer of one or more tricks to the opposing team. However, if a player makes a mistake but quickly corrects it before the next player plays, there may be no penalty. Lastly, let's touch on the concept of doubling and redoubling. Players can increase the stakes mid-auction by declaring a double if they believe the opposing team's contract is too ambitious. If the opposing team thinks they can still make their contract, they can redouble, further increasing the point value of the contract. However, be warned, doubling and redoubling can also increase penalties if the contract is not made. These rules may seem complex at first, but with practice, they become second nature. Knowing the rules is only half the battle in bridge. Strategy is the key to winning. In the compelling world of bridge, strategy is what separates the novice from the expert. The game is filled with nuances and subtleties that, when mastered, can turn the tide of the game in your favor. Firstly, let's talk about the art of communication with your partner. Bridge is a partnership game, and effective communication is crucial. But remember, the only language you're allowed to speak is the language of bids. Your bids should not only reflect the strength of your hand, but also provide valuable information to your partner. For instance, if you have a strong hand with a lot of high cards, you might bid aggressively to signal your strength to your partner. Next, let's dive into the psychological aspect of the game, reading your opponents. Every bid your opponents make, every card they play, tells a story. It's up to you to interpret that story correctly. Are they bluffing with a high bid, or do they genuinely have a strong hand? Are they trying to signal something to their partner, or are they just playing mind games? Decoding these signals can give you a competitive edge. Now, managing your hand is another vital strategy. It's not just about the cards you have, but how you play them. The order in which you play your cards can greatly impact the game. Planning your plays considering what cards your opponents might have and what your partner might play is paramount. Lastly, remember that bridge is a game of probability. Use the information you have to make the best possible guess about the cards your opponents hold. This can influence your bidding and playing strategies. In conclusion, strategy in bridge is about more than just playing your cards right. It's about communicating effectively with your partner, reading your opponents, managing your hand, and making educated guesses based on probability. With these strategies, you're well on your way to becoming a bridge master. So, what have we learned about the rules of the bridge card game? Well, we've uncovered that bridge is a game that's played with a standard deck of 52 cards, split equally among 4 players. Each player becomes a part of a 2-person team sitting opposite their partner. The objective? To score the most points by taking tricks, which are rounds, where each player contributes 1 card. In the beginning, we learned about the auction, a bidding war to determine the contract for the game. The highest bidder gets to declare the trump suit, which holds the power to beat any other card in a trick. Or they can opt for a no-trump game, where only the card's face value matters. We then delved into the play, where the player to the dealer's left leads the first trick. Remember, if you can, follow suit. If not, you're free to play any card, including a trump card. But be mindful, the highest card of the led suit or the highest trump card, if any, wins the trick. We've also touched on scoring, a crucial part of the game. It hinges on the number of tricks won, the bid made, and whether the contract was fulfilled or not. And there you have it, a comprehensive guide to the rules of the bridge card game. Now, go ahead and enjoy this game of wit and strategy.